So I just failed my driving test, my second failure, and you get 2 opportunities here in Spain, and after that, if you want to do it again, you have to sign up again and you have to wait ages and you have to pay more, and it takes a long time. And we're moving. We have to move because we live on the 5th floor and the dog can't walk and she needs constant supervision and everything, and so whenever we take her out we have to both go. I have to carry her, my girlfriend has to come with me, and we have to carry a special device to bring her so she can walk, and it's crazy. So I really wanted to get my license, and also I wanted to see my parents because I haven't been able to see the 2 of them in a long time, and I don't really, I have a very complicated situation at the moment, so I can't see my family basically, and my mum is ill, and I was really hoping to see them this winter because they're going to be in France and I can't go to England. But if I had had my license, I would have been able to drive to see the 2 of them with the dog in France. I can't go and leave my girlfriend at home with the dog on her own because she can't manage the dog on her own. So if I can't drive, I can't see them, and they're only going to be in France for a short time, and long term, I don't know, it's all a bit mad. So I was really hoping to pass, and last time I failed, when I failed the first time, it's for a really stupid, unnecessary mistake, and I was depressed for days. I was so depressed. I was like miserable. And this time it's even worse because there's so much at stake. The pressure is incredible because we have to move, and we have to move with this dog who can't walk and needs supervision constantly, because if she tries to get up she can re-injure herself. So one of us has to basically sit next to her all day. She has to sleep next to our bed. We have to get up and check on her if she moves around in the night. It's a crazy situation, and I'm doing so. It's all. If I could drive, it would be so much easier, basically. And then we have to start going into the city for hydrotherapy sessions, which if we go by taxi will be like 80 euros each time, on top of the 45 euros for each hydrotherapy session. And yeah, so on the surface it's a nightmare, and today was a huge disaster. I failed again, and what was frustrating about today was it was close. I think he had the choice. He could have decided. And I tried to explain a bit of my personal situation to the teacher, and she was just like, and just like, sounds weird, sounds cartoonish that she would laugh at me when I told her about my mum being like seriously ill and my dog can't walk, and I'm just like, really, that's why I'm so nervous, because I'm incredibly nervous every time I do the exam. And she was just like, yeah. calm down. And I was like, I couldn't really believe it, to be honest. It was so rude. And the people I've been learning with are so rude. Like, I don't know, I don't want to jump to conclusions about it, but they've been just shockingly horrible. Anyway, so misery-inducing disaster, and now when I do it again, I have apparently this time penalty, so I have to wait to be put on the list again. So a minimum, I'd say, is a month and a half until I can do it again. And not only, when I go for classes, you have to go for 3 hours, right? Because you do an hour and a half and someone else does an hour and a half, and you go with them, because from where I live now, we have to go into the city of Valencia to do the classes. Where I'm moving to is a 2-hour journey each way to get here to do the classes. So from what I gather so far, I'm going to have to take the day off work. I'm going to have to walk an hour to the station, unless I want to pay for a taxi, which I don't. I have to walk an hour to the station, hope that the train arrives on time, get the train here. From here, go for a 3 hour or sometimes 4.5 hour class where I only do an hour and a half of that. I'm going to have to do that multiple times before the exam, and then I'm going to have to do that to arrive for the exam. And the exam could be at 9 a.m. So I would have to meet the people here at like 7 a.m, 6:30, which would mean either leaving where I am, where I'm gonna be, where we're moving to, at like 3 in the morning or something, which is not possible. So I'll have to stay in a hotel, or that, yeah, staying in a hotel basically. And we have no family around, so there's no one to help. You know, we're sort of on our own, and we can't leave the house. We can leave individually, but we can't leave the house together. So I'm out now, but my girlfriend would have to stay at home now because one of us has to be there with the dog. And we can't put her in a cage because she was caged as a puppy and she's traumatized by it. And if we put her in a cage and left the house and there was fireworks, which there are every weekend, she would freak out and re-injure herself, which is what she did at the vets when she was in a cage, and she came home covered in like scabs and shit, and we just can't do it, basically. So it's very bad. It's a very bad situation, essentially, and my mum's pretty devastated because she really wanted to see the three of us. And the last time all of us were together, me and my girlfriend and my family, was literally like 4 years ago. And they've never met my dog, and so it's quite difficult to be away from them and to just, like I said, I can't get into it, but the situation's a bit complicated, and it's sort of out of my control. So, yeah, the whinging out of the way, which I didn't intend for this video to be, but basically it's a very bad situation. It's really quite bad. And today I was walking home. I didn't want to go home in the car with the fucking like 18-year-old lads who all passed their fucking tests on the first time and were all celebrating and laughing. I was like, fuck that, I'm going to literally fucking cry if I go in the car with them. So I just walked off into the city and thought I'll get the train home. I was walking around Valencia and like, I was just getting the feeling like I don't want to be unhappy about this, you know? Sorry about the fucking annoying rattling noise my bag's making. I was just thinking, I don't want to be unhappy. Like, I could be, you know? I could just have the choice. I can be miserable if I want to, and it would be justifiable. It would be fair enough. And last time I wanted to be miserable, and I was. And right now I feel like I can look at all the bad parts and how bad it is, or I can be like, yeah, if I was in a much worse situation, would I take this now, what I have now? And I would. If I was in prison, or if I was in a war-torn country, I would take this. I'd be delighted. I'd be delighted to have this, to have what I have now. And I would take it without second thought, you know? I would love to be in this situation. So I'm trying to tell myself, like, I can be, and it's fine if I'm like miserable about it, but I just can't be arsed, to be honest. Let me stop the video 1 sec. A low battery warning. Yeah, I just can't be arsed. I don't know why. I just think it's exhausting. The depression and the disappointment and the regret, and then I could be like, what if I didn't do this, and I didn't, and what if he had done this, and what if I didn't? It's like, what's the point, man? It's just, you know, it's best to just accept it and just deal with what's in front of you, and there are worse things than traveling for like 8 hours in a day to do something. There are worse things. It's a major inconvenience, but inconvenience beats agony, and inconvenience beats despair, and you know, inconvenience beats loss. So naturally I would have been absolutely fucking delighted if I'd passed, but I'm trying to not be miserable about failing. And it is a choice. It is a choice, and that doesn't mean it's always an easy choice. Most of the time it's a very hard choice, but it's a choice. It's a choice to be happy or unhappy, and on this particular occasion I'm trying to choose to be happy and to be grateful for the things I have, and not allow it to pointlessly bring me down.